My check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I missed it. Unfortunately, I missed the Long Island Retro Expo this year. I think it's actually happening right now as I'm recording this video, and it's a little bit of a bummer. I would have liked to have gone this year. That is the one gaming convention that I try to go to because it's the most convenient for me to get to, but I just was not able to make my way there. Unfortunately, the event just happened too close to some other things that I have going on, and so I just wasn't able to attend. All in all, shout out to everybody who did get to go, or everybody who is on their way. Um, Hopefully, you are able to go out there and snag some good deals. But every time I think about a convention, there's really only a few things that I would go to a convention for. Only a few things that make a convention worth it to me. The first thing is going to be obviously community. Going to a convention is going to ingratiate you. It's going to immerse you into the retro gaming community in a way that really no other setting will. There's so many things that happen at a gaming convention, from free gameplay to actual voice actors who do the voicing for some of the games. Some of your just nostalgic childhood heroes, sometimes they're able to get those people to come. Of course, some of your favorite YouTubers show up, of course. But there's so many things going on that are just completely saturated in video game culture that it makes for an amazing communal experience if you're ever able to go. And so that's definitely one of the reasons why I think I would really try to make my way out to a retro gaming convention. Another reason is really going to be the selection. If there's anything that you can bank on, is that the one game that you have not been able to find at your local mom and pop shop, the one game that you have not been able to find at your local GameStop, and if it's a game that you are not interested in purchasing online, odds are very high that you'll be able to find it at a gaming convention. Because, I mean, let's face it, you're being uh, the vendors that are there are gamers. They're game store owners, and they're also people who understand the range of games that collectors will be looking for. And they'll have their $5 bins, their $10 bins, the real cheap and easy stuff that you can pick up. But also they'll have the very extreme on the other end of the spectrum. They'll have those rare TurboGrafx games. They'll have those rare Sega Saturn games. They'll have a lot of the unique Neo Geo stuff. And so you'll be able to see and find a whole bunch of titles that you probably wouldn't be able to find out in the wild. And this is where I think gaming conventions really are good for either niche collectors, if you're someone who really collects for a specific console, or you collect for a specific type of game, maybe something really old, maybe something rare or obscure, or if you are a seasoned collector, meaning that you have already sourced all of the low-hanging fruit. You've already gone to all of your local yard sales. You've hit up all your GameStops. All the mom and pop shops know you by name. All the resellers in your community know you by name. I mean, when you have absolutely drained every outlet of opportunity within your sphere of influence, both geographically and online, that's when I think going to a gaming convention as a seasoned collector is worth it, because that's when you'll be able to see things that you may not already have, right? And there are some collectors out there that really go after the good stuff. They really want that good stuff. And it's not because they only collect good stuff, but they already have a copy of Super Mario Galaxy. They already have a copy of God of War 3. They already have that stuff in their collection. Now they're looking for, they're looking for Silent Hill 3. They're looking for Rule of Rose. They're looking for a Kuan. They're looking for those types of games. And so I think for those types of people, I think that's where the gaming convention, honestly, is really good. I think the third thing, and this really probably, mostly applies to, well, I could say that it applies to vendors and content creators, but I guess it applies to everyone, the networking. And I guess you could kind of clump networking into, the communal experience, the community. But I think networking is a little bit different because networking kind of commands an action out of you. You have to actually put yourself out there, be social, introduce yourself to people, hold conversations, make connections, take numbers, take email addresses, take Instagram handles and Twitter handles. Networking is something a little bit different than just soaking in the community, because you can go there and just walk around and just soak it all in, not talk to anyone, keep to yourself, and have an amazing experience just having been in that atmosphere. But networking is a little bit different, and I think networking is really one of the biggest things when going to those conventions, especially as a content creator, right? Because you're able to meet other content creators. You're able to kind of, meet them in person, feel them out, check their vibe, because a lot of times who you see on the internet is not who that person is in real life. So you're able to feel the vibe, see how the person is, see, if there's someone that you really want to kind of do business with. And next thing you know, you're planning to do a YouTube video together, or you're planning a series together, right? So networking in that way is great. Or you could be a collector who's looking to get out of collecting for Sega CD stuff. So you're looking to get rid of all of your Sega CD games, and there might be someone there who's looking to get into Sega CD and they need Sega CD, but you're trying to buy all of the TurboGrafx, and maybe they're trying to get out of TurboGrafx. And so you can have some really great trades going on where neither of you have to spend money, and you can just do pretty much an even exchange. You give them your Sega CD library, they give you their TurboGrafx library. As a consumer, right, as someone who's going there just to kind of look and buy games, I mean, don't underestimate the power of just having conversations, because you could go to a gaming convention, not spend any money at all, but coordinate to, set up some epic trades where you're able to kind of, curate your collection, as I always say. So networking is a great opportunity to curate your collection. Look into business opportunities, whether it be within social media or outside of it. And I think a lot of those good things, I think a lot of those things are good. What you don't need a convention for is to do casual video game hunting. You do not need a convention for that. Again, community and networking aside, if you're going to go to a convention, first of all, you have to pay to get in. So if you're going to go to a convention and buy, like Fable 3 and like, I don't know, a bunch of just like common games that you could pick up anywhere, like Wii Sports. If you're going to go to a gaming convention and buy just a bunch of common games and not network and not embrace the community and not, do those other intangible things, then I think you're kind of wasting your time and money, because you have to pay to get in. You have to drive to wherever it's at, unless you live like right next door. And you're going to ultimately wind up paying more for something that you could have either just A, ordered online for dirt cheap, or B, just picked up at a GameStop or your mom and pop shop. So if you're just doing regular hunting, video game hunting, and you're not interested in meeting people and networking and embracing the experience, then I think it might be a waste of time. And so for me, I would have loved to go to do the top three things that I mentioned a second ago. But like I said, it kind of conflicts with other things that I have on my schedule. But hopefully those of you who have been able to go to not only Long Island Retro Expo, but if you've been able to go to SoCal Gaming Expo, if you've been able to go to Siege, and then I think there's another expo coming up out of Connecticut coming up soon as well. If you're able to go to any of those, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you're having a great time. For a while there, it seemed like gaming conventions were kind of like, I wasn't hearing a lot about them, but I have been hearing good stuff. I mean, granted, I've been hearing it mostly from video game YouTube content creators, but hopefully it's worth your while, and those who went had a good time. But that does it for me. It's the Y2K Collector. I've got another second half of the day's worth of errands to run. I will catch you in the next video. Take it easy.